I mean, this is not financial advice, obviously, but like, what are things that your dad tells you to invest in?
Well, actually, and I was too late on this actually, but my dad was telling me to invest in Tesla for a long time,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he made a lot of money off Tesla too.
Yeah.
And he's kind of cool with it because, like, I mean, he doesn't really like profess to be a market timer or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, what he has always told me is, you should invest in things you actually believe in. Like,
Okay.
so there's almost like almost an emotional aspect of it. For like, he
Yeah.
felt so strongly about the vision
Yeah.
of Tesla, like that, like way early on.
Yeah.
That like
The pandemic
he
time.
was like, yeah, and everybody was like, no, don't do it. But he put a lot of money in Tesla and made a lot of money.
Yeah. Has he sold since Elon has put his heart out to all of us?
Yeah, he has sold, but only because, not because he stopped believing in it. Like,
Yeah.
like only because like there was certain things that they had to pay for my sister's grad school and stuff, so they wanted like
Okay.
immediate cash. But
Yeah.
like he would still be like all in Tesla if he could.
Alexander Payne here for Sad Money, and we're here with
Malia Simon.
Malia Simon from
San Luis Obispo, California.
You're living in New York City, and you
Yeah.
just told me that you came here to live in New York City from California because you went to college here, correct?
Yeah.
And so how long ago was that?
That was 2018.
Okay, so 2018, you were in college. You work now, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All right. So how has your life financially changed from being like a college student here in Columbia to now being like
Financial independent.
yeah, financial independent. That's much better
Well,
than what I was gonna go with.
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like a sex crazed woman on the Upper West Side, like Sex in the
What does that
City.
have to do with anything?
I don't know. I like to think all white girls live like Samantha in Sex in the City, or wait, Carrie. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
yeah, Samantha, right? Yeah.
That's what people think. That's what people from my hometown think it is.
It's not like
living
that.
in New York. It's more like a lot of sitting on park benches and thinking about death.
This is the right season for it.
Yeah.
Do you think about money as well? Besides, how
Well-
often does money play like into your everyday thoughts?
Well, I make kind of a lot of money now, actually. So
Okay.
I started like my job now. I started as a side hustle basically,
Yeah.
which has turned into like pretty much a career.
Can we ask what it is?
Yeah, well, I'm a tutor.
Nice.
So I started working at a school. My first job out of college was I was working at like a school for like emotionally challenged and autistic children.
Oh. That's pretty.
And it was but it was so tough. Like every day was so chaotic, and there were people screaming and
Yeah.
biting and throwing chairs and stuff. So I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
So I became a private tutor, and I was just like scrambling together clients, like piecing things together. And then now I would just work for a bunch of agencies, and I edit college essays, and I do there's like a big in New York. There's a big industry for like the private test. There's middle school private tests, high school private tests, and then there's the SAT, ACT, and college essays.
Yeah.
So you can make a lot of money doing that.
Stephen, why didn't we think of this?
We should do this.
Yeah. All right.
There's
Well,
a lot of money to be made in it.
do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
I almost don't want to give it away, and it's not like anyone can do it. You do have to like know what you're doing, but it's an industry that a lot of people don't know about.
So okay, now you have upgraded your life financially
Yes.
quite a bit. Do you feel like you spend more now because of it, because you have so much money, or are you a saver? Did your parents teach you to save, or
I save too much.
you're a saver?
Yeah, I do save.
Okay.
Because it's really the first time in my life I've had money. I mean, my parents have money, but I like personally my own money
Yeah.
to spend. So I don't know what to do. Like my dad is telling me that I should invest more, but I like seeing it in the bank.
What does it do to you when you see the money? Do you check it periodically?
Yeah, I check it. I'm like, fuck yeah.
It's like you ever seen Scrooge McDuck when he swims in his money? Okay, all right. Well,
Oh
yours is
yeah,
good,
you're just like I feel like I'm on a pile of money.
Yeah.
See, this is weird. This is weird to say, right?
No, but it's interesting to hear
People don't like you to say that you have money here. We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
A lot of people in New York are pretending to be poor.
What is that about? Why do you think people pretend to be
It's
poor?
for the culture. They want to seem.
For the culture, which
Yeah.
is a made up thing. But why? Why? If you have money, like I grew up without having money. All we dreamed about was having money.
It's a good thing to have money.
Yes.
You should have
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. So, but I mean, from the other side, when you say it's for the culture, what does that mean? Like, are there kids in Colombia pretending to be poor?
Yes. Well, it's the artsy kids,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Okay.
who they feel, I think, guilty that they came from money,
Okay.
and they want to come across as more interesting or more down to earth or something.
Yeah.
So they're like, they dress like they don't have money.
Yeah.
And if you ask them like, what do your parents do? They're like, oh, I forgot.
So.
He owns Raytheon.
Yeah, Boeing. He owns Boeing. So do you think, like, let's say, okay, you make a lot. Would you want to have children? Is that even an option?
I don't think about it.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, let's say you have a lot of money, you keep growing your wealth.
Yeah.
Would you want your kids to grow up with a lot of money, or do you think it's better to raise kids like working class, like, you know, like they'd have to figure it out like you did in a way?
Well, yeah, I don't think you should give your kids money.
Okay.
Like, I never had a trust fund or anything like that.
Yeah.
But my parents had a lot of money, so I had a really nice childhood,
Yeah.
and I was comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
you should. Who wouldn't want to strive for that? You should
Yeah.
make your kids comfortable, but like, not like spoiled.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't want to spoil your kids.
Yeah.
Okay. And you weren't spoiled.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, well, I had kind of a, like, I grew up on, we had a really nice property. Like, the way my parents spent money was, like, we had a lot of property, but it was, like, farmland.
Yeah.
So I had a very wholesome childhood. So, like, I was spoiled in the sense that, like, I got to play with, like, chickens and ducks and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I wasn't, like, we didn't live in, like, a mansion or anything. But it was more, like,
Were there like I don't know, people who work the land, and you would like every
no,
now and again be like,
um,
Papa,
no.
whip him.
No, we didn't have like serfs.
Okay.
on
All
our-
right. Okay.
We had like a maid who cleaned the house.
Okay,
But
okay.
it wasn't like a really rich housekeeper kind of thing.
Okay. Did you know her? Did you know her name?
Yeah, her name was Paula.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah.
As long as Paula gets, we know
Yeah,
who
of
Paula is.
course.
Okay. All right.
Would your mom do the thing where she cleaned the house before the maid got there?
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, living here in New York City can be a struggle. Usually, a lot of people's apartments are horrible.
Yeah.
Do you remember the worst place you ever lived in New York City?
Yes. Well, during COVID summer,
Yeah.
I lived here, but I was still going to Columbia, but they had pushed everybody off campus.
Oh.
So with my friend, I got this Airbnb that was like on Central Park West.
Okay.
And we showed up and we weren't even like allowed to be living there. Like
Yeah.
we showed up and the doorman was like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah.
Like because you're not supposed to rent.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to do that. But they just let us stay there, and it was so strange. We lived there for like 2 months, and it was this place. It was like all red. All the furniture was vintage and bright red.
Yeah.
And there was like a bright red canopy over the bed.
Yeah.
And it was one room, and the kitchen was like right there.
Yeah.
And we lived there for probably a couple months, I think.
And it was the two of you in one room?
Yeah, it was my male friend, and one bed actually,
Yeah.
and nothing ever.
Who got the bed?
But we shared it.
Oh, you shared the bed?
Yes.
Oh my God. That's better. Wow. You got to explain that situation. Hold on a second. Head to feet?
Head to head.
Head to head. Honestly?
Nothing. Never touch.
All right. There. Never an inclination.
Never touch. Never so much as hugged.
Really? No cuddle, nothing?
Nothing.
Wow. Was it? I mean, even the world was ending.
Yeah, but we would have other people, like we would
So you'd bring other people over And then where would they just sit in the red chair in the corner?
We would tell them like go take a walk around the block.
Yeah.
And they would go and like.
And then they get
College
back into
dorm
the
style.
bed. But they would get back in the bed after. This
It was COVID, bro.
Did you clean the sheets?
Probably not. Honestly, I have no memory of ever doing laundry at that point.
So the sheets were never cleaned. He just was like, you know what? Somehow I'm closer to you than you guys are close.
Yeah, we were really close. Like
Yeah.
people don't. It doesn't make sense to anybody what I tell them, but it was really a truly platonic. He's
Yeah.
still my roommate to this day.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, so you live with him now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Different rooms now, but
But do you ever like kind of miss that like closeness?
no, I could never do that now.
Okay.
I need my own space now.
Okay. That was 2 months. So that was the worst it ever. Did you ever see a landlord, or was there anything?
I did. Yeah, he had like his kid. He lived in the building. He had like his kids that I think
Yeah.
he was probably beating or something.
What?
And there was a doorman of that place
Yeah.
who I was like, it was COVID, so I was like kind of flirting with him, and
Yeah.
then I invited him up to our apartment one time for a party, and he like risked his job to come up to our apartment.
He went up.
Yeah, he went up and he came in this American flag T-shirt. And he was like, he got really drunk, and he was like, he like cornered me by the window, and he was like, you know, I should tell you, I like it rough.
Is there more? Tell me more.
Nothing ever happened, but
Yeah.
that's when I realized, like, oh, you can fly too close to the sun.
I like it rough.
Yeah.
That was what he led with.
Yeah.
Not, oh, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I was like, that's a little presumptuous.
Yeah. Like, hey, maybe we can make out. He just went with, I like it rough.
Yeah. Well, he was giving me a warning.
Okay.
You have to
All right.
hand it to him.
Yeah, we got to give him that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would have thought a doorman would be so rough?
Everybody would have thought that.
Okay. All right. I've never hit on the doorman.
They're wild.
Doormen are the horniest folk
Really?
in the city. Yeah.
All right. So you're walking around the city. You would know better than us. What is like the dating situation like out here in the city? Dating these guys, doormen. You know, obviously not the guy. Whoever you're bringing back. When you go out with a guy, is there a certain amount maybe he has to spend on a date, or does he just have to open a door for you?
I don't really care. Maybe I wasn't raised right or something.
You were raised good. You had chickens. Yeah.
Well, I don't care. Like, I kind of go on vibes.
Okay.
I
so
don't really
you're-
care if they spend.
Yeah. So you like if you like me, that's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So he doesn't have to be like take you out even for a date necessarily on the first.
Well, I think that's nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of date would you think is an ideal date, or how much do you think someone should spend on the first date?
I really don't know. Like, honestly, I don't really pay attention to that. I
Yeah.
think it's more like a if they're respectful and show that they put some effort in. I think
Okay.
it's okay. But you know what I heard recently is that I heard girls saying like, oh, it's a move that guys do where they say, oh, I'm gonna cook for you so that you can. Is that true? So that you can. Oh yeah. So someone tried to do that once. I didn't even realize that's what he was doing. But I guess that's what they do is they're like then they have you in their apartment and it feels like they put an effort, but they didn't really put an effort.
Really?
They
That's
just
a move.
made
I'm a cook.
pesto sauce or something, and then they're like, while you're here, I like it rough.
Has this worked for you?
This definitely happens. Does it work for me? No, I don't need to do that.
Okay, he doesn't need to do that. Yeah, I've never thought of this as a move.
You gotta look out for that.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for pesto sauce perverts.
We're supposed to be talking about money, I think.
This is kind of a little bit, because it's you saying a guy doesn't have to spend money, he just has to have
what I'm
vibes.
saying is like you can't be a shitty person like that. I think knowing that now, that's a kind of a shitty move to do that.
Cooking for
To just have someone come directly to your apartment,
Okay.
you know,
All right. So you
Like-
think that's a shitty move?
a little bit.
All right.
Well, in general, I think it's smart to meet somebody out in public first.
So you're not on dating apps.
Well, I got banned from Hinge, and I really don't know why.
You don't know why? What kind
I
of?
swear, hand to God, I don't know what I did.
Yeah.
I logged on one day and they banned me, and they ban you for life too.
They do?
Yeah.
You can't change the number. Or...
Nah, I tried that.
Well, did you have any successful dates on Hinge?
I had actually never went on a date on Hinge. I kind of get cold feet.
You're like, this is weird. I don't know this guy.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, they're a stranger.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did go on. I met like somebody I was seeing on Tinder like 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and that ended up being like a kind of a relationship.
So Tinder's the way to go.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
In person, like just approaching you, like you're walking around. Hey, how are you?
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing. That doesn't happen that much anymore.
It doesn't happen to you anymore?
No, well, if it does happen, it's like, it feels a little weird.
Okay, explain.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that shouldn't be the case. Because that's the old-fashioned way, and I think that's nice.
Yeah.
But now it seems to be that, like, you have to be a little bit of a weird guy to do that these days.
Well, I guess I'm a weird guy.
No. You could do it in a nice way.
Okay.
There's not everybody, but
Yeah.
like, no, there's like definitely like the type to be like, hey, you know, that's like a lot of them.
I started out that way. I'll never forget. Junior college in the library, I was like, hey.
Heavy breathing behind someone.
Oh my God. What was that? Hey, Arnold?
Hey, Arnold.
Yeah, the guy behind Helga. That was me for that.
Oh, really?
For the girl in the library,
Well,
yeah.
but you can tell if their heart's in a good place still. I think
Yeah.
I like the weird people too much because I give them.
You give him a chance.
Yeah.
All right, okay. So, money doesn't factor in. Would you date someone who has less money than you, who is poorer than you?
Yeah, I have. Well, that's comics. I mean.
Yeah, okay. Are you dating comics?
Yeah.
Okay. And,
Sometimes.
Okay, and if they're poorer than you, it doesn't bother you?
No. Well, the money itself doesn't bother me, but maybe that's because I'm not really thinking about my future right now. Like,
Yeah.
I understand why it matters to
Yeah.
a lot of women. Like, I don't necessarily think it's like you're just being shallow if that matters to you.
Yeah.
Because some people like genuinely are thinking about, like, do I want to start a family with this person and have children? Like, that's a legitimate practical issue.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like, so it doesn't matter to me in a practical sense because I'm not really thinking about starting a family right now.
Yeah.
But it matters to me only because I think it can be correlated with other personality traits
Like ambition.
that aren't so appealing if you don't have money. Yeah, like not that you don't. It's not just that you don't have money, but sometimes if somebody doesn't have money, like, they don't really care about themselves. They don't have drive.
Yeah.
Or like, ambition, or like they don't wash their sheets. Like, you go over to their house and it like smells like it's never been cleaned.
Yeah.
Or like they like don't know, they're like in credit card debt.
Yeah.
They don't like know how to pay their credit card bill. Like,
Yeah.
people who are just like they feel like dependents of the world. Like, they don't know how to make a life for themselves yet. So in that sense, it's starting to matter to me more. But not just because, like, I want nice things.
Yeah.
You know?
It's about, are you self-sufficient? Can you take care of yourself?
Yeah. It's more about values.
So your parents taught you all these things: how to pay a credit card, balance a checkbook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do your parents do?
They're psychologists.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like, people don't usually think about psychologists as making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But they kind of, my dad's like a really good investor, and he made a lot of money on Yahoo before it was a thing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Mark Cuban did.
Oh, is that Yahoo?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah.
Wow. So he was able to retire off of that?
They're not retired yet.
Oh, they're just doing
still
it.
work. Yeah, they like what they do.
Oh, they're in it for the love of the game.
Yeah. They really taught me to like, make a good work-life balance situation for yourself. Like, they don't even work full time. They both work like part-time.
Yeah.
And they have like a couple clients. They work from home mostly.
Yeah.
So that's now what my job is pretty much like.
So you learn from them how to balance work with just a healthy lifestyle. So you're not when you have clients, you're not just running around left and right killing yourself anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it started that way at first when I was scrambling things together. Like, I was, like, running around all over the place to different people's houses. But now it's pretty much all from home, and I edit essays from my bed.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Can I ask how old are you?
25.
Wow, that's, like, super impressive. That's probably the most impressive person we've actually interviewed.
Really? No way, man.
25? You have your own business? Yeah, that's really impressive.
Well, that makes me feel good.
You
But
should
it's only recently that I really figured it out. It took a while I was, like, hustling,
Yeah,
you know?
but I mean, we're still hustling. So
LLC?
No, but I think I should.
Yeah.
There are tax reasons why you should start one, right?
Yeah.
But you can still get write-offs as an individual, though. So,
all right. So let me ask you:
yeah.
You've never been in debt. You're pretty good with your money, obviously. Do you think about like the issues that New York City struggles with? Like right now, there's like a cost of living crisis. Everyone's like eggs. For you, obviously, it's not a problem because you got chickens back home. But do these things like, because you used to work at a school for kids who had developmental issues, and I'm assuming their families were probably struggling a bit, or were they?
Interestingly, most of the families were wealthy
Really?
at that school. It was like a private.
Let me ask you this then. So what is there something you notice about wealthy people with their children, like a common thread maybe, the way they take care of them? Or like, I don't know, I don't want to say like they throw money at the problem, or is there a commonality between people who have money and the way they raise their children?
Maybe in New York.
In New York, yeah, let's just go there.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think all the wealthy families are sending their kids through one track, which is the private school track.
Okay.
So that's why, like, so it starts with private middle schools. They take the ISEE, and then they go to all the New York private high schools, and then from the private high schools they go to Ivy League,
Yeah.
Columbia, Princeton, Harvard, Yale,
Yeah.
and then I don't know where they go from there. Finance, most of them.
Yeah.
So it's very much like, it starts really young. Like, I start training some of these kids for the ISE when they're like 10 years old.
And do you find that like the kids that you're training, they have a different, I don't know, I would say attitude towards authority?
Defiant more? Or?
Maybe defiant, or like,
Yeah.
they almost don't act like a normal kid because they're taught by their parents. Oh.
Well, I really like all the kids I work with. I think city kids are really savvy. They're
Okay.
really smart. It doesn't feel like you're talking to kids.
Yeah.
They kind of can see through bullshit
Yeah.
more than most kids.
Yeah.
But there is definitely maybe like you sacrifice some like wholesomeness,
Yeah.
I guess, because they've like just seen so much shit already.
Yeah, on
but-
the train, yeah.
Yeah, like, so I don't think if you're, I mean, I guess I haven't worked with like uber wealthy. I'm sure it gets to a level where they become like really difficult and really spoiled and
Yeah.
shitty to work with. But most of the kids I work with I really like. I think they're funny and like,
Okay.
yeah, they're just kind of street smart.
Okay.
Because I think it's hard to be like that spoiled if you grow up in New York, because you are exposed to so much of, there's like a lot of like filth
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah.
Even if you live in like there's a family that lives in like a really nice townhouse
Yeah.
in Soho, but like to get to school they walk past
Poor people.
piss and shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
But do you think like those kids where they go like, well, that's like, oh, that's what happens to him, or do you go like you think the kids are like, well, why is this like this?
Well, they teach them in schools now, for whatever it's worth.
They teach them.
They teach them like sort of social inequality
Really?
awareness. Yeah. They come home and they talk about like one of the kids I was working with wanted to write an essay about like I was like, I let her pick whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want to write about racism.
Okay, now we go.
They're
Let's
woke. The
Yeah.
kids are woke.
And what did she write about racism?
So I don't know. You could say maybe they don't really get it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly they're teaching them.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it was pretty basic stuff, you know?
Racism is bad.
Racism is bad.
Yeah.
You know, I think it should be not there.
I don't want to get political here.
But when you get down to it, isn't that kind of all it is?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. But it's like, I just wonder if they're like, racism is bad, but it's funny.
Well, maybe that'll never go away.
Okay. All
kids.
right. Yeah. We worked with a whole nother group of kids that was completely different. We used to work at PS40, but those kids
What, were they racist?
There was only one black kid. And his name was River. So, and we all hated River, so we were all racist to River. But
Why do you hate him?
oh my God, River was just the worst. He was just like, he really needed like someone special to handle him, but he just was a nightmare.
There's a lot.
All right, so you're pretty good with money. You don't care if a guy is poor.
Kind of.
Kind of. Like he's got to be doing something with his life. He's got to be ambitious. Your dad said he wishes you invested more. Do you invest now?
A little bit.
So you're doing this all by yourself. He's not helping you.
He is helping me. He's,
Yeah.
I mean, like, not giving me money, but he's, like, kind of telling me what to invest in.
What is your dad? I mean, this is not financial advice, obviously, but like, what are things that your dad tells you to invest in?
Well, actually, and I was too late on this, actually, but my dad was telling me to invest in Tesla for a long time.
Oh,
And he made a lot of money off Tesla, too.
Yeah.
And he's kind of cool with it because, like, I mean, he doesn't really, like, profess to be a market timer or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, like, what he has always told me is you should invest in things you actually believe in. Like, so there's almost like almost an emotional aspect of it. For like, he felt so strongly about the vision of Tesla, like that, like way early on.
Yeah.
That like
the pandemic.
He was like, yeah, and everybody was like, no, don't do it. But he put a lot of money in Tesla and made a lot of money.
Yeah. Has he sold since Elon has put his heart out to all of us?
Yeah, he has sold, but only because, not because he stopped believing in it. Like only because like there was certain things that they had to pay for my sister's grad school and stuff, so they wanted like immediate cash. But like he would still be like all in Tesla if he could.
Is there anything now that he's like told you, he's like, Malia, you gotta invest in, I don't know, Planter or something like that, or not financial advice, of course. This is just for.
You have to do disclaimers.
Yeah, we do. This is just for our own personal.
Put it in Dogecoin.
Doge is. Are you a crypto person? Do you put money in crypto?
I don't have in crypto. I mean, his advice to me is that it's just very volatile. So.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's tempting. I look at it all the time, and I'm like.
Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're thinking,
I'm thinking about it.
All right.
Dad just tapped in.
Yeah.
Does he want a black son? Please.
Probably, actually.
Yeah. Listen.
I dated a black guy once.
Really?
And told all his friends.
Listen. I will be your black son.
He did ketamine once at a party and told everybody that his daughter was dating a black person.
What's your dad's name?
Eric.
Next time you come to New York City, I'd love to meet you. We would love to have you and interview you actually.
Yeah, we would.
On the podcast.
He would do it.
He would do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a great inspiration to me. I take all my financial advice from him.
What about your mom? Does your mom teach you about?
Well, it's all from him. Like, she makes a good amount of money, but all the investing stuff and the managing finances, he does that.
So, since your dad taught you about investing and financing, would you be okay if the roles got flipped? Like, you ended up with a guy and he gave all the money to you and you started investing?
Like that.
You would like that?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying,
It's a new
gentlemen.
world, man.
Yeah, get you one like this. Take all the what is it? What do you call it?
Financial domination.
A financial domination.
Yeah.
But the fem.
Yeah.
Findom.
Yeah,
Femdom.
femdom.
Money to control it. It's a real thing.
Oh, I would
It
like
is?
that.
It's a kink for people, apparently.
Is it really?
Yeah, not for me, but for some people.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this something you know from like
But
finance
I think
bros?
it's different. You're talking about like me handling the finances, right?
Yeah, you handling.
Yeah,
the money.
you're talking about like they just give you money and they're like, get a pedicure today for me, baby.
real?
They don't
Yeah.
They want to give you complete control over their finances, so they feel dependent on you. It's like a sexual kink type of thing.
Yeah, but I thought it's more like they're spoiling you rather than you're like investing their money.
Okay, all right. Maybe that's what it is.
Really? I don't
know.
really know.
Yeah.
I don't even know about this. I'm trying to. No, I want to get into this. No. But is there something we should ask her that you want to ask too?
I was looking at. I had one pulled up. What do you like spending your money on? Like I know.
Oh, that's a
you
great
like
question.
Saving your money, but is there anything that you enjoy spending your money on, or you feel like it's worth it?
Yeah, do you like to spend your money on clothes or travel, or I know you went to the Fringe. That obviously costs some money.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you feel guilty spending money?
Kinda. Not really. Not
Okay.
now. Well, because I don't buy big things.
Yeah.
Like, what I like is just not thinking about money. Like, this is another thing that my dad told me is like, the reason that you make money is so that you don't have to think about money. Like, it's not really to buy luxury things. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I go shopping, but I don't buy, like, designer things or whatever. But,
Yeah.
like, it's just that I can be out all day and, I feel like fucking getting this, and I get food, and I don't think about, like, when I first moved here and I didn't really have money, I was, like, always, like, pinching pennies, like,
Yeah.
oh, how much is this, and comparing the thing. Like, I don't really do that anymore.
Yeah.
That's all.
And that's kind of just frees you up for other things.
Yeah, it frees
Okay.
up your headspace too.
Yeah.
You know?
This is interesting. I'm the complete opposite. I love to spend all my money on clothes.
On
I own
clothes?
shoes.
Well, clothes are nice.
Clothes. I
I
know,
haven't
but
worn
it's
in a
like,
while.
yeah. This is what I'm working on. I'm working on getting better with
Yeah.
not spending my money on things.
What do you like, shoes?
I love shoes.
Yeah,
I have a
those are nice.
lot of shoes.
Yeah.
I look at them to calm me down. All right.
Calm you down.
I do, yeah, it's a problem. Like people are like, oh, what are you looking at, porn? And I would eventually show them. They're like,
Shoe collection.
yeah, I never masturbated to them, but somehow when I show people the shoes, they would be like, this is sadder than if you were looking at porn. So there's that. All right, so when you spend money, you don't feel guilty, but what is your biggest like purchase you've probably ever made though?
Well, I guess if you would consider the Fringe as like one big purchase.
Well, okay, that was like a play you guys were doing, so that's a
Yeah.
little bit different. But like, did you ever like spend like I don't know $1,000 on a coat or gloves or a car? I don't know.
No. Well,
You never spent $1,000 on like one item?
on one like a clothing item.
Yeah, or it could be I don't know like maybe an experience, a spa or something. I don't know.
I spent $60 at a Turkish bathhouse the other day.
That's a good deal though, isn't it?
That's $60.
That's it. That's as far as you're going.
Well, the most I'm telling you is Fringe. That's an experience.
Yeah.
Probably cost up to like $7,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a
That's
month.
a lot. Yeah.
Do you feel like it was worth it?
Kinda. I mean, I don't know if I would do it now, but
You wouldn't do it now that you even though you have more money.
Well, yeah, but that's also because I've already done it. It
Okay.
was really a life-changing experience.
Yeah.
You were there, right?
I went to London.
Oh, you didn't go to Fringe.
I didn't go to Fringe. If I went for 3 days, but we were in London.
Yeah.
He went for longer.
You did?
I went for about a week to just check it out.
It's cool, right?
Friends were doing it. Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it for a full month.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, but hats off to you.
It was really fun. I'll never forget that.
You'll go back.
Maybe, but I don't know if I would do a show again there. That's what cost all the money was the printing the flyers and we hired a PR guy who totally ripped us off too.
Yeah.
And we flyers, PR guy, the lodging and the food and the drinks and blah, 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 like it really adds up.
Yeah. But okay, let's say when you went, you spent $7,000.
Yeah.
How much of that was like your savings? Like 7%? Like
At that time, it was like a lot. It was like most of the money I had. At that time, I really did not have money saving. Like,
okay.
yeah, I was like, because I remember, I don't remember what I had, but I remember looking at my money being like, will I be able to live when I get back? So
Okay.
that was before, that was like
Yeah.
when I was still hustling.
Yeah. And
So,
now you're
but
on the opposite
what's
side.
interesting is that I save more now that I have more.
Yeah.
I think I was just more reckless in general once I didn't really think of myself as like building a savings. I was just like, oh, cool, I have money, so
Yeah.
I can do stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I always wonder like if this is maybe I don't know if it's a poor man's mindset, but when you get money, you spend it so that you know what you're living like your life for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe that's a better way to live in a way.
That's what I say.
Because you're making use of your money. Like now, like I said, I feel like it's just kind of sitting there sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll want something eventually, like a house or something. I don't know.
That's good to a house, yeah. I should have thought of that.
There's things like that. Kids. Do you want kids? Can I interview you or no?
Yeah, you take this. Yeah.
All right. Do you want kids?
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna work with this family anymore. I wanted kids until I worked for a family, and then I was like, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened with them?
They had a lot of money, probably the most money I've worked for a family, but like the dad was like never there, and I was like, what is this for then? Like, you have all this money, why are you doing this? Unless you just really don't want to be around your family.
Well, you could have kids and live in like a 1-bedroom.
I worked for, at the same time, I worked for a kid, his mother, she's a single mother, and they had the smallest apartment, and it was just him and her, but he was probably the best kid I've worked with, honestly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but he was the sweetest kid, and I honestly wish I could work with him more often.
Yeah, that's usually the case, I think.
That's what I'm saying. What is the
Yeah.
correlation between not having money and, I feel like, love, or, you know what I mean?
For sure. There's definitely something that gets traded in. Well, because I went to school with Because I went to school with all the private school kids.
Yeah.
That was like a lot of people at Columbia, or the people that I tutor now.
Yeah.
By the time they get through like private high school, private boarding school, a lot of times they're so like, oh my god, first of all, they become the same cookie cutter person.
Yeah.
And they're so burnt out on school and on having money. Like, by the time they get to a place like Columbia, it's those people that are like snorting blow every night and like cheating on their tests and like fucking everybody and having manic episodes.
Yeah. Euphoria.
Kinda.
Yeah. I didn't grow up like that. I wanted to. That looked like so much fun.
No, you don't want to grow up like that.
No?
There's a corruption of values in this country.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that. A corruption of values in this country, which means you think we're just too obsessed with like nihilism or something like that?
We're going towards nihilism, don't you think?
I mean, it doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. You tell me.
Well, I think, yeah.
Okay.
I think that nobody has any convictions anymore.
What do you mean when you say no one
knows what they believe in?
And when you say nobody, do you mean like people in America, or do you mean people in Europe? Like,
I think people in cities, maybe. A lot of people in New York.
for sure.
It's like, who gives a fuck? Just fucking fuck people and make money and steal his money and be hot.
Yeah.
Like, those are the conversations you overhear.
Yeah.
On the subway and whatever.
Equinox.
And I'm doing the girls, but the guys are like that too.
Yeah.
You know? Was she hot?
Yeah. So, do you think that we have become a world of like vapid people, or do you think this is always a symptom of American culture? Like, this has always been there, but now we've hit the apex of.
Yeah, I think it's going.
Yeah.
Like, it's been going since the 20s, maybe.
That's a my heart's out to you salute, by the way. That's not a.
Huh?
Because you're doing the. Yeah. I said that's a my heart's out to you. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We didn't want anyone to mistake that.
Oh, you see how, and I'm talking about the corruption of American values, too. That's not good.
100%,
Cut that.
100%. So, well, how do you think that's going to get fixed? Like, eventually.
You gotta, maybe, return to the Catholic Church or something.
We gotta go back to the Pope.
Something has to happen. Look, there's gonna be a reckoning of some kind, and I think it may actually be. This is so crazy. Like, this isn't what you're interviewing me about at all.
Yes, but say it. This is good.
Well, I think that it may be a good thing that Donald Trump was elected president.
I'm here. I'm listening.
I think that may be the reckoning.
Yeah, like he's the one that will ultimately bring upon our destruction, but the destruction is what will bring us back around to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm listening. Go ahead. Tell me more.
Well, yeah, that's what I think. Because I think that, like, a lot of people, by people I mean liberals, had their head in the sand for a long time about, like, what's actually going to be helpful.
Yeah.
Like, is it actually... Because it seems like woke culture, all that stuff is kind of, like, out now,
Yeah.
doesn't it? People don't care as much anymore. But I think that's
Yeah.
because like we actually had to see how ineffective it was.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of quote unquote, like as you say, culture, it's like it's made up. You know, like history and culture is like the collective like dream of mankind. But like none of us are actually physically doing anything.
It's a group delusion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a group delusion. Like
Yeah.
if I scream about it loud enough in my phone
Yeah.
or online, that will change things. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, I think like, people who make money,
Yeah.
they know.
But people are like, no one's claiming it now.
Yeah.
Like woke-ism,
Yeah.
because it's like out of style now.
So it's like a
very
trend.
quickly became out of style.
Yeah.
So all the people in Brooklyn who are like,
Yeah.
like the, the
Alternative
most-
lifestyle.
yeah, the people who are like the most like coffee
Shishi.
shop owning
Yeah.
woke people, they are like, oh yeah, we were never like that.
So it was a fad. It was
a
like
fad.
you think maybe in America, like I don't know, social justice or whatever these things or woke culture. It's like it's a patine that you put on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But I think this is not new to say. Like that's what I'm saying is everybody knows that now.
Yeah.
But now everybody's claiming that they weren't a part of it. Like they're like the people from college that I knew who were the most annoying people about this shit.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, we say retard now. It's like, no, that's our word.
Yeah. Our word. Yeah, it's our word. So, do you think the same thing is going to happen with like Trumpism? Like, or like maybe January 6th, like there were people who were like, I don't know what that is. I wasn't a part of that. Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Because that's gonna go in a bad direction too.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, everyone's fucking out of their minds.
Yeah.
Like the people who are like, oh, Trump, like it's fixed now. No.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna get bad. Like, who knows where that's gonna go?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I'm glad it happened so that at least like maybe the Democratic Party can like get their shit together maybe
Yeah.
and actually run on something ever.
Yeah. So when Kamala lost, in
Yeah.
your mind, you go, this was a Democratic Party loss, not like it wasn't like
Yes.
Trump stole the election or
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
What is it?
Dude,
What's it?
I was
FIFA?
thrilled.
When he won?
Yes.
Okay, this is great. Keep going.
Cause
Yeah.
it needed to be seen.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Like, I mean, she literally like she had Megan Thee Stallion
Twerking.
twerking at her rally. Like
Yeah.
she was like campaigning for like 15-year-olds on TikTok.
Yes.
Like she wasn't campaigning for the American people.
Yes. I agree. 1,000%. We talked about a little bit about her campaign and
Yeah.
how she ran it. I just think that like Trump did a very smart thing, which is he went and spoke to the people directly
Yeah.
about. It's like your little kid. The little kids don't really care. All you gotta say is you're gonna fix whatever they want and give them a pizza party. That's it. And he was like, I'll give you whatever you want. I'll fix it. Give you a pizza party. I'll sign every executive order. And if it doesn't work out, I tried. I get loud about it.
Yeah.
He's really smart in that, people go, he's a reality TV star. And I go, yes, but our brains are,
That's what people want.
that our brains are turned to reality TV. So when he's in the room with Zelensky yelling at him, he's making reality
Yeah.
TV in front of you. And you're going, oh, he's getting you riled up about Zelensky and all these other things. Meanwhile, he's like, this was all a show. Like, Ukraine's over. It doesn't matter.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But he's the man of the people. And he's about to Andrew Jackson.
The people?
Yeah. He's about to Trail of Tears somebody.
So, okay, wait. Do you think if it's going to get worse, obviously, that's your thought process. It's got to get worse before it gets better. Do you think,
Well-
I should leave New York?
Who, you?
No, you.
Oh, me?
Well, yeah, you think it's going to get
Oh, in
worse.
terms of what? In terms of
If
values and...
if we haven't hit bottom yet,
Yeah.
and America is just becoming these, schizophrenic place where it's like, I'm a Trump, I'm a woke, I'm a this, I'm a that.
Yeah.
Like, we've just compartmentalized our lives. Do you think, maybe you should go back to more of a rural life? Do you miss a rural life
Yeah,
versus...
dude, I would love to live on a farm somewhere.
Did you have a horse?
No, but I took horseback riding lessons.
Yeah.
Really? You said same?
Sick. No,
Oh,
it's sick.
oh.
Yeah.
I would love to live. I went to one time for a show. I went to Bethlehem, Connecticut. Have you ever been there?
I've been to Connecticut, but not Bethlehem.
Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Like you're driving up these mountains through it's like all green and there's like cottages.
Yeah.
There's like one grocery store for the
Yeah.
whole town.
Yeah.
And the show is terrible because like the crowd. I mean, I bombed my dick off because you go and they look at you like what?
What are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like, I want to be like them.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy. It was like a dining hall. I did this show. It was like the worst place for comedy ever. It was like this giant room with like one big like Last Supper table and like all these old white dudes sitting around it, and they're just like looking at you like, what did you say?
I had one experience like that, but it was in England at a place called Chichester, and it was at a church, but the church used to be a mental institution. And I'm doing stand-up in a church talking about these guys don't eat their wives' pussy.
Oh, they were probably clutching their pearls.
The ladies liked it. The guys were like, wait a minute, I don't have to do that anymore. But that was their rich area. But I know what you mean. It was like, I would like to live in England or France or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But do you think that's like a part of the new American dream is escape?
Maybe, actually. Yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia and a lot of like, I even feel like I'm part of it being so cynical about it.
Okay.
Like, that's part of our condition is that Americans hate America.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good either. Everyone's like, this place fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that. Because it's also a great place to live in a lot of ways. I don't want to go live in, like, some Soviet regime or anything, but, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
So you obviously know cynicism is not going to help. Let me ask you this.
yeah.
I was thinking about this. It's International Women's Month. And last month
really?
was, yes.
I know that.
Did you not?
Look at you. You know what I
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Oh, fuck. We're breaking down the news. Yeah, March 8th is International Women's Day, actually.
Wow.
So get ready to get a free dinner.
All right. Yeah.
And also March 4th is IHOP International Pancakes Day. All right, no more day drops. But last week was Black History Month. This week is International
Yeah, your time
Women's
is up.
Month. Yeah, it's time. Our time's done. do you think that like this is what I was thinking about. So like this is a part of the problem with like American culture is they compartmentalize us, like whether it be black men or minorities or women, and they go, your history is like put to this month, and it'll never be a part of like the bigger lexicon. Does this make any sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I agree with you.
Okay, there's not really a question there. I just really was like, maybe
Well,
there is.
What is it doing, really? The month? What's it doing? What are you supposed to do? Women's History Month?
Yeah.
So what?
I don't know. That's a great question. What do you think you're supposed to? I know Black History Month for me when it happens, the reason they make it, first of all, it's 28 days. It's the shortest month in the year. The fucked up thing about Black History Month being in that month is that the person who did the horrible things to you chose that month. It's like it would be different.
What would you choose?
That what I choose?
Yeah.
Someday when it's warm. June or
Okay.
July. Yeah,
June.
why? Yeah, why
Well,
did we?
July is the 4th of July, so you can't have that.
I think all the more reasons. That's what I'm saying. Why can't we? Okay, all right. I'll tell you what. I'll give you the 4th of July. Why can't we have August? There are no holidays in August.
Are there not? Easter, I thought.
No, Easter's in fucking April.
My bad.
What are you? Yeah.
I need to brush up on it.
There's no holidays in August. That's my birthday. I know there's no holidays
All
in
right,
August.
you can have August.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy that we had like Black History Month, the thing, but we love to go to cookouts.
So what do you do on Black History Month?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Personally, I like to read Martin Luther King's speech, Letters from Birmingham Jail, and then I try to learn something new, like, every year about someone from Black history that I didn't maybe know about before. Like,
Okay.
obviously, Malcolm X is my favorite. I took him to see Malcolm X with me last year? 2 years ago. Last year, I took him to see with me. It was for my birthday. So Black history is every day for me. Yeah, I do stuff like that to, like,
That's
or
good.
teach myself. What do you do for International Women's
I
Month?
don't do it. Well, I think it's good for the schools if they teach them. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
In school to learn women's history, Black history, that's not bad.
Well, the kid that I work with in the morning, he's like, I asked him, he's half black, he's half white, and I said, do they teach you about black history in school? And he goes, no.
No, they teach them. He's lying.
He said, I don't know anything about black history.
The kids I teach, they know.
What do they know about black
They
history?
know
This is their month, and let's leave them alone.
MLK.
Yeah, but these
Everybody
are like,
knows MLK.
everyone knows MLK because he's
Yeah.
the one that they let you know where they
yeah,
go.
he was one of the good ones.
See, this is what they teach you. He's one of the good ones. He was pacified.
They don't,
His cheating?
huh?
Do we talk about his cheating?
His cheating. Oh, he cheated on Loretta.
Coretta. First of all, who the fuck is Loretta?
Sorry.
Yeah, Coretta.
Coretta. He cheated on her.
He cheated on Coretta, yeah.
Oh, fucking men. See?
Okay, but first of all, is that the worst thing in the world to cheat on your wife?
So who's more oppressed? Women, black people.
Well, there's black women.
There's black women.
Yeah, Coretta.
Intersectionality.
Yeah, Rosa,
Yeah.
Angela Davis, more.
Are you just listing black women?
No, I'm actually listening like black women that are like huge in the movement. I'm like, they have it. I think no one has it rougher than black women in the world.
I agree.
All right, well, we figured it out. We figured out suffrages. We figured out Black History Month should now be in August. I think that's like universally should be recognized. We don't like February. It sucks. Also, we should pick our holiday. We should be able to pick our months.
It doesn't matter.
You don't think it matters?
No.
Okay. Why? Okay. Why don't you think the days or whatever it doesn't matter? This is interesting.
Cause who gives a fuck? Like,
Yeah.
so it's Women's Month. Okay.
Yeah.
I never once thought like, oh, I never chose this month.
Yeah. Would you like to choose a month? Would you like to have a month for women?
Well, I guess I'm glad that we have it. I guess.
Yeah.
If they're learning about it in school, that
Yeah.
seems good.
But you don't care. You're not gonna go home and do any extra like learning about Susan B. Anthony or something.
Well, I already know about that shit. I read about her in college.
Yeah.
We
You
read,
know
we
she was
read-
a huge racist.
Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah.
There you go. There, see, see, MLK cheated. Susan B. Anthony's a racist
Nobody's perfect. Gandhi was also a racist
and a rapist.
and a rapist. You know,
Did you know that?
I knew that. Yeah, he's his little cousin or his niece or something like that.
He.
He used to sleep with women, didn't he?
He-
To test chastity.
Oh, you know more about that than I do.
Yeah, Gandhi influenced Martin Luther King. So.
He's big on it. He was big.
Gandhi? Oh no, you know what I'm thinking of?
Oh.
Is the Dalai Lama.
Oh, with the little boy.
Yes.
When he's like he asked him to suck his
Suck
tongue.
his tongue.
Yeah, religious figures are definitely there's something wrong with well, this might just be in general now with like power structures, like like with men at the top of anything, it's just too easy to be corrupted. Do you know what I mean? And
With anybody at the top.
with anybody at the top, but I can't imagine. I mean, again, it does happen with teachers and young boys, but I can't imagine like, I don't know, just like an older lady being like, sniff my cooch or something to a young boy. I just don't.
Well,
And if they do, they'll turn out to be like the president of France, Macron. She dated him when he was 17. She was
Really?
like 40 something or 38,
Yeah.
and she made him president.
it can happen, but I think that I think anybody is capable of abusing power. I just think that women abuse power in a different way.
I need to hear this. How do women abuse power? Just enlighten us men.
Well, it depends. I mean, it depends on what you want. So, typically people abuse power just to get whatever it is they desire.
Have
So,
you ever done this? Have you ever
abuse power?
used your power, maybe your power over a man or another woman to get what you want? Can you?
What? I don't know. No. I mean, maybe in small ways. I can't think.
Give me a small way. What's the
small
way you would
way?
use your power?
Abuse power. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not a very honest person. I don't do that.
Okay.
And maybe I could think of an example if nothing's really coming to mind.
Have you seen your friends do it?
Yeah.
Could you give us one that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, people. Women will like if they are dating some guy who's more of like a pushover kind of character, they will definitely start to like. Sorry, somebody's walking by.
That's okay.
They'll definitely start.
Wait, one second. Go ahead, finish.
They'll definitely start to like, push them around, get them to do things for them that the guy doesn't want to do, kind of start to make them their bitch. That happens.
And women can
Right.
inherently
I
go,
think-
this guy's a bitch.
Yeah, you can sense that.
Yeah.
Like, even if they're not necessarily a bad person,
Yeah.
you can immediately sense when you have leverage. Anybody can sense that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll be able to...
And you've never once used your leverage.
Let me think about it. Like in a relationship?
It could be anything. It could be like maybe,
Yeah.
I can get a couple extra, I flirt with my grocery store guy and he gives me eggs for free.
Oh,
We'd love to hear how you use your leverage.
oh, okay. Well, maybe I was flirting with the doorman. Maybe I was
At the
using...
door- at the place you worked? Yeah.
Maybe I was wielding some kind of
Yeah.
power there.
Do you think...
I don't know what I was trying to get, though. That's the thing, is I don't necessarily always have an end goal in mind.
You were just like, it's just nice to like flirt and be wanted.
Yeah, I think it was more like I wanted the experience. It was COVID, and I was like, I need something to happen.
Yeah. To be excited about life. That's my shoes.
Is it?
That's my shoes.
Yeah.
That's my shoes when I go
Yeah.
like, I feel...
Yeah, I got something.
Yeah.
You know, you need something.
Yeah, the moment you buy it, and honestly, the most enjoyment you get out of it is when the package is in the mail. Anyone? No?
It's not when it comes.
No, it's not when it comes. It's
It's when
actually...
you're waiting, like, ooh.
It's when I'm waiting,
yeah, I
and
get
every
that.
day you're checking
Yeah.
the...
Oh, we're like children. We're all like little children.
This
Right?
is Kant. Kant talked about this. He's a famous philosopher. He was like,
I
the
know
mail.
Kant.
Yeah, he was like, this is what people look forward to most in life is the mail.
It's the mail.
Is the mail. It's
Really?
the practice of like, oh, something is coming more than it is actually here. That's why so many people are buying things in Amazon. Oh, I want to ask you that too. The Amazon day where they were like, did you see this? Buy no big packages and stuff. You didn't see this? You know what I'm talking about, right? The day where it's like you don't buy anything from Amazon. You don't buy anything from...
It was on the 28th.
It was the 28th. Yeah, it was
Oh.
also on Black History Month. I don't know
Boycott
everything.
thing?
Yeah, boycott.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you... Oh, shit. Okay, this is the last thing.
Yeah.
Do you think... Because... Are you a big fan of boycotting? Do you boycott anything?
I don't boycott, but I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't know. I just like things. I like to. Amazon is a really convenient way of getting things to your house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will unfortunately not be participating in that boycott. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. Fair
Are
enough.
you a boycotter?
I try not to use Amazon, but if I
Yeah.
like can't get a book near me, I will go use Amazon. I would rather go to a grocery store, go talk to somebody, like I don't know. It's different for me, but go ahead.
Oh, well, no, I think it's like it could be like a good form of resistance. Unfortunately, it's just one of the spheres of life that I'm just a little bit lazy in.
Your comfort is that's what I feel like too. It's like the comfort is what's shackling us. But that's it. We hit an hour. We have to cut this up. Thank you very much. That was pretty good, I think. I think we got some good stuff out of it. Thank you so
Alright.
much.